What is up, everybody? New episode of Early Retirement Vlog. My name is Ray Taylor. In this vlog, I want to talk about something that I've been into for a few years now, probably like maybe about 5 years or so. Meditation. I don't think I've talked about it yet on the show, but it's one thing a tool I would say that I've used in my life. It's been very, very helpful. So meditation, got into it when I punched a cement wall and broke my hand. Um, I wouldn't recommend doing that. If you get angry, I was punching a lot of walls in those years. Just angry at my job, angry at I don't know, just a lot of anger. I was, what was this? Probably late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around there. I can't remember how old I was exactly when I broke my hand, but after I broke my hand, that's when I realized I needed to figure out a way to calm myself down, just to have more control over my emotions. And meditation, something that I had heard people like Duncan Trussell or Joe Rogan or Tim Ferriss. Actually, a lot of people that he interviews, Tim Ferriss, on his podcast, meditate. And he talks to the highest performing people in whatever field that they do. So, as far as people who have a lot on their plate and are dealing with large scale things, meditation is a commonality between those kinds of people. So, not knowing how to meditate or what to do, I remember I got an audio book that was about meditation, and the benefits of meditation was kind of worthless. But then I came across a guided chakra meditation by Glenn Harold, and it's called a guided chakra meditation. And it's the cheesiest, most stereotypical kind of woo-woo meditation. Meditation's kind of a trend now. Like, there's meditation apps that you can get, like Calm, Headspace. I know Kevin Rose is working on a meditation app. So there wasn't a lot to choose from back when I first tried to get into it, and I got this audio. It was in the audiobook section. I've since rebought this audiobook like 3 times just because it's disappeared, and I don't know. I love it. I still use it. Just used it the other day. There's 2 versions. There's a 30-minute and like a 45-minute version. The longer version I prefer. I think it's closer to an hour. But it's British voice, super, very new agey music, and sounds and sound effects and things like that. And he's speaking in a soft British accent. But if you get past it, the visualizations, the kind of the mantras that you say, and just a way to regiment and force your brain to focus on something very specific and internal. So I use that a lot. And then I've also gotten into, there's another album. It's like Tibetan monks chanting. I'll do some breathing exercises to that. Maybe do some Wim Hof breathing exercises with that, and that's more recently. So I did the pretty much all I used was that chakra meditation for a long time, and then probably a couple years ago, I started experimenting with other types of meditation. So the Wim Hof breathing method, which isn't really meditation as much. I mean, it is. It's more breathing technique, which can be part of meditation. Um, but I enjoy that. That's one I don't do as full method. I just do the breathing. Never written down, so I'll tell you. So it's just kind of the basic. He did it on Rogan's podcast. He probably does it on all the podcasts that he does. But you take 30 deep breaths, and he says, like, you're filling your lungs as much as possible on the in breath, and then the out breath is just kind of not a full out, but just a little bit. So it's almost like you're hyperventilating. You do that to 30. You breathe out full, so you no air in your lungs. Breathe in full, and I'll usually do these really calm and slow. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out all the way, and then hold your breath. I mean, you don't have any breath at this point, but don't breathe in for as long as possible. And then when you can't hold your breath, or you have to breathe, then you take a deep breath, hold that breath for 10 seconds. And he's able to do incredible things with this. I think what it does is it tricks your brain into like survival mode in some way. I think he's actually probably talked about it. You can pay for like his like a whole routine thing that you can get, and it's where you do that breathing technique multiple times on a regular basis, multiple times a week throughout I think every day for 10 weeks or something like that. It's kind of involved. I haven't gotten that into it, but I do enjoy the breathing technique. It does. I mean, it's like when you're exhausted and you feel tingly and you feel like it is kind of a high, which isn't really like mindfulness and meditation is more of a way. I like it because it helps me clear my mind, helps me refocus, helps me keep from getting caught up in the things that I can't control, whether it's things that have happened already in the past, or it's things that could potentially happen in the future. Instead of being in the now, being in the moment, because that's where we exist. We don't exist in the past. We don't exist in the future. But that's what gives us a lot of anxiety. And I've had a lot of anxiety. I was having a lot of panic attacks too when I before I started meditating. Was considering getting on, like getting a prescription for Xanax. Where I was working, pretty much everybody in the office, in the administration office, seemed like was all pilled up. And Xanax, I remember trying it a couple times, and it just, like, I'd be angry or frustrated at work, and I would take one, and I would still have that anger and frustration, but it was like just a quieter voice that was deep down, and I was just kind of calm, but deep down I knew it's like the situation didn't change. It's just the chemical made me not give a shit about it. So I'm not big on pills. I'm not big on try to be as natural as possible. Clearly I don't eat. My diet is not the best. Drinking, it's more drinking and then lack of being active is my weight problem. But mentally, meditation helps. As always, a lot of people, almost everybody that has meditated, doesn't do it as regular as they should. To get the full benefits of it, meditating regularly. When I was in the process of selling my house and moving in between coming to Denver and San Diego, I was meditating very regularly because highly stressful situation that I've never been in before and a lot of unknowns. But it definitely helped. Anytime I have like a big thing that I'm nervous about, meditation always helps calm down. I used to do it back on Inspired Disorder podcast when we would have some bigger guests like Tate Fletcher or just people that I looked up to or that I'd heard on other shows, and getting them on my show, I'd be nervous. So I would do meditation a lot of the times just to calm down before a podcast. But I enjoy it, whether it's guided meditation, whether it's doing the chants, the Tibetan chants. I'll put headphones on, usually smoke a joint, and then chant with the monks as they're doing it, or just taking deep breaths and just feeling the air enter your nose and out your mouth. All of these things are all helpful, all beneficial, all part of the same puzzle, um, and all stuff I recommend. And it's so easy, doesn't cost anybody anything. Most people have a negative kind of think it's just like, oh, it's woo woo bullshit. It's like there's scientific research that's been done that shows the benefits mentally, physically. I think you live longer. It helps lengthen your telomeres, so you live longer. Um, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to do. You don't need a prescription. You just do it. So if you're curious, I recommend just trying it out, and try and do it regularly. There's apps that might help. I like the audio stuff because then it helps block stuff out. What I haven't done, but I want to do, is the isolation tank, which is basically, from what it seems, meditation on steroids. So I haven't done the isolation tanks, but in the future I'm sure I will. So that's it. Go meditate. I get a lot of benefit from it. I don't get panic attacks. I still get anxiety, but it helps me deal with my anxiety, and anger, and it's a great way to live. Great way to do it. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Ray Taylor. Go to inspireddisorder.com to check out all my artwork. Please buy some. Go to patreon.com/inspireddisorder to donate to me, to Inspired Disorder, to help this show keep going, to help all the other projects I have keep going. So go to patreon.com, patreon.com/inspired disorder. There's perks. If you want to donate and get some extra perks, donate $1, just $1 a month, $12 a year, cheap as shit. But again, perks. If you want to donate more, if you donate a certain amount, you'll get a merchandise discount. So anything I sell on my website, inspireddisorder.com, you'll get, I believe it's 25%. I could be wrong, but it is a substantial discount. No limit. And then there's perks if you go up from there. You get free artwork, you get free prints, all kinds of different stuff. So patreon.com/inspired disorder, inspireddisorder.com, Ray Taylor on Twitter and Instagram. I think that's it. Go to subscribe to everything I do on iTunes and subscribe to my YouTube page. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy it. Peace.